Hi there, we're Andy and Svetlana. In the summer of 2021 we packed our dogs in the car and made our way to Greece to start our new life as liveaboards on a sailboat. This is our journey, I hope you enjoy it, and please like and subscribe. Welcome back. Well, last week you saw us install the lithium batteries, which was a bit of a mission getting them to fit. This week we're going to complete the installation with the DC to DC charger and the battery monitor, but unforeseen consequences for solar on the starter battery, so enjoy. It's forecast to get windy again, starting this afternoon and heading through into the weekend. So, back on the boat. While I have got the time now, I'm just going to finish off putting in the DC to DC converter and run the wire for Svetlana's toilet from the front head through to the panel, so that can be done properly as well. We're out of switches on the panel, so I'm going to use basically a single switch, which I'm probably going to drop somewhere down here. For now, I've got a new panel on order, and when that arrives, I'm thinking that I'll probably try and fit it here somewhere, depending on its size. And I want to get a battery monitor as well, because this one down here, this Mobitronic, is don't trust it. So and if I get that, then I need to decide where I'm going to mount that and work through. So this little red button here does nothing, don't know what it is, so that can come out, and that can be where the little switch could go for now. Actually, thinking about it, make more sense, won't it? And then I'm not drilling more holes. And then the panel, switch panel, when I get it, can cover that up. And if I measure it all right, maybe the battery monitor could sit there as well, and then it'll look neat and tidy. So yeah, that's today's job. And I've got this piece of wood to go in here, so that piece of wood there is going to make the platform for the inverter. And then the DC to DC controller will sit in there as well. I've just bought all the wires that I need, and the new shunt, because the wiring shows one fuse on the motor side, one fuse on the battery bank side, but only provided one shunt and one fuse. So I bought another one for that, and I've got the extra battery cables that I need. So I'll get that fitted and the wire pulled through for the toilet, and I'll work from there. The bad news, after all that effort, there's water in the bilge. There's only about a quarter of an inch, but it's still water. So we have still got a leak somewhere that we need to address. So that is really upsetting. So a bit more tracing to do, I'm afraid. I don't think I can get the wire from here this way through the battery bank and through because of the angles, but what I should be able to do is run it from here this way and then through, and it should come out here, and then from there I know I can get it through this one here and then up into the battery. So that's the plan, is to run it that way around. now might be a good time to hit the thumbs up button if you could. It really helps the YouTube algorithm, which in turn helps our channel, and it doesn't cost anything, so we'd much appreciate it. So I've got it to here. I've got to get it to where that button is. Now, the main conduit runs up this side and up here to the panel, but there is also this in the corner here, and if I take this out, I've got to run up there, but I've never had that panel out yet, and it means I'm going to take a lot of stuff out. So I think I'm going to just have a play around with that area and just see. Okay, so the good news is I think I've found a route. The bad news is it's untangled a whole rat's nest of other things to look at, because this is our Simrad chart plotter that hasn't worked since we got the boat, and there is a Simrad radar there as well as all these gubbins in here, which I have absolutely no idea what they do. And I think it's all probably redundant, because if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, yes? So I can either make it work, which, as the chart plotter is just a wiggly lines on the screen, is probably not going to happen, or replace it, but that's a job for way in the future. So right now what I've got to do is I've got to try and get the cable up here somehow, and it runs down and it runs into here and then out where these pipes are. So I'm hoping that what I'll be able to do is use that wire to sort of run down and then attach to it at the bottom and work from there. But so far it's not been too bad, so this is going to be the most difficult piece, I think. So we shall see how it goes. Okay, so far so good. I've left it dangling like this for the simple reason that we're going to have a panel here anyway, and this is too thick, so the button was epoxied in. This is too shallow, so when I get the panel in, it's actually cut out to the right size, then it'll be okay. So it's fused, 25 amp fuse through to here, so that's now working. It's not very powerful, so I think that I'm going to have to be taking the whole thing apart. I think it needs lubrication and all sorts. These Seaflow electric toilet conversions I don't think are built to last. It's just 18 months old, and I think it's had it, so probably time to replace it. Another gale, and it's steady at 30 odd knots. So this one came in about 7 o'clock this morning. So Svetlana is up at the apartment with dogs. There's no point being on board when it's like this, because I can't get the dogs off the boat. Look at the dinghy. It's just full of water and bouncing up and down. So it's just a miserable experience, basically getting the dogs to shore. It's like this. Anyone said boating was fun, glamorous? I don't want to sit in one of these. Yeah, sleepless nights. It can be. It's really. tea, do the washing up, maybe watch some movies, do a bit of work. Yeah, I've got burritos for later. So it's almost there. I lost the light last night, so come back to it today. This wooden base, I've just got to cut little squares out to push it that way a little bit so it's flat. So that's the next job. And then I was missing a cable, but this red cable here, this one, is twice as long as it needs to be. So I can cut that in half, put some ends on it, and that should hopefully resolve that. The DC to DC charger, that's what I need the cable for. I've put the fuses for it underneath the charger. I'm not sure that's the best place for them, but it works. So yeah, but I need to run the inverter to run the jigsaw to be able to cut out the little holes, so I've got to try and sort of jiggle it around now to do that. And then once that's done, we should have everything we need. This is the battery monitor. You see 13.25 volts. It will only show full once it has hit the threshold. It's a sort of automatic thing, and it's set to lithium by default. So yeah, if everything goes to plan today, we should have the whole installation in and working. So that's where we're going with it, guys. Okay, so everything's in, fastened in nicely. I've run the engine for about an hour and it was charging on the engine, so the batteries have had a little bit of charge, so they're starting to come up. This battery monitor here, I've got to get a hole drill. Basically it's going to go here. I think it's probably the most prominent point for it, and it's Bluetooth anyway, so I can monitor it remotely. I've got one more cable to fasten, which is this one, which is basically a battery voltage readout for the DC to DC charger, and it's to give it a more accurate voltage. So I'm going to fasten that in when I get the hole drill. I've run it for an hour. I've left the seat off so I could actually feel all the cables and make sure they weren't getting too hot or anything. So I'm happy that everything is okay, so I'm just going to button this up now and call it a night. So yeah, the only thing left to do is fit the battery monitor, and then there's a panel coming for here, which is going to have the switches on it for Svetlana's toilet, so that's got to come, but that's going to be another 4 or 5 days before that arrives. So that's going to go in there and cover up that hole, so it's going to look neat and tidy again. Yeah, so the inverter charger is now screwed down, and the base is screwed down and nice and solid, so that's not going to go anywhere. There's a little bit of cable tidying to do, but overall pretty happy with the results, I think.
Another beautiful day. It's 4 p.m. and we are moving the boat. So she's there. So Evgenia's giving us a hand. So we spoke to some people who look after these lazy lines, and they said we can get in here. So it's going to be a little tricky, I think. So Evgeny's come to give us a hand and talk about. So there are mooring lines, we call them lazy lines there. And I'm not sure about the depth here. I'm not sure which way we're going to in this big boat. Had the line which we temporarily moved, and I'll put it back. But there are other, I think they're lazy lines there. So it's got to be careful going around them. So I'm going to stay here and take their lines and supervise. Evgeny's will be going with Admiral Andy. What is this under the... Oh, it's the sock, your sock, black sock. Andreas.
It's not my shop.
Your hair is a mess. Oh my god. Oh, what is your ponytail?
Yes. Yes, I then you can put the springs on because here this was standing,
Yeah.
Because, and then because
Is it deep enough?
This is a lazy one, I think.
Right.
No, because this is what he means.
This is lazy line.
line going.
So we're gonna use this lazy line.
No,
So
no, he say not use. No, Ian told me not to use the lazy lines, because then if you're gonna be there, it's gonna take you on the wrong angle. This is what he say.
Right,
So-
because I thought we would come in bow this way and stern over here, starboard side too.
No, he
And then the
say.
lazy lines would pull us this way.
I don't know. This is what he
That's what
told me.
That's what he wants, is
Yeah,
there.
he wants and then.
So starboard side to
Starboard
the,
side,
them.
Yeah, starboard side.
So-
to there.
If we can't use the lazy lines, do we need to drop the
Okay,
anchor or
because
what?
there's a lazy line coming off here, so we're going
Yeah.
to have to be careful in terms of how we get.
Yeah. So how are we gonna stay if we haven't got laser lines?
No, stand there.
There's no laser lines there.
The bow will
No,
be
the
there.
bow there.
All
The
right,
bow there,
okay.
Yeah, the bow there, springs on the side,
Right,
and here
okay.
the bow lines.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then so stern rope to here to pull us this way.
Yeah, to here it's like to here. And to
Do you
here
know-
there is have another ring.
Do you know the depth here?
Yeah, like 3 meters.
Oh, okay. So the main concern is just go around this
That's
these
okay, 'cause
laser
we have
lines.
we have to be this way.
Are we going?
anyway.
Are you going stern to here?
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
we can do that.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that all of the fenders are really low.
Yeah. And the ball fenders, make sure you
Ball,
drop the
ball fenders. But if we keep the boat that way,
Yeah,
so there's
big.
plenty of room here.
Yeah, I'm just worried about the dogs jumping off to the road.
Yeah, I mean my
To the road.
concern is if the wind is from this direction, there's nothing pulling us away that way.
Well, we can put the line from the bow over there. Anyway.
Yeah, we could have a lot. We could have a line onto there. Yeah.
And then will be 3 sides. Okay. Yeah.
We just want to make sure that we're not going to get blown into this corner.
Yeah, you see, this is what, because I said that they go, ask them, they go stern to pontoon and alongside to the road. Yes, mate, stern and to alongside the road, and absolutely fine.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I call him.
All right. Well, let's
So they-
do it.
And anyway, he also tell me it's not gonna be, in the bad weather.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
Okay.
we got some bad weather coming.
Yeah, but no,
Tomorrow night, yeah, it's not too bad.
not too bad.
We can work it out. We
Yeah.
can work it out.
Yeah,
I mean,
not
again,
put lines there.
So from you know, to stop us,
Yeah.
we could put the line,
A
you know,
line that way.
it
Yeah,
to
yeah.
one of those cleats. Yeah, yeah. There's plenty of rings.
We can work it out.
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
sort of tucked in.
So
All right. So I don't know.
we need
do you want
to need to do it before we lose the light.
Yeah. Are you driving today, Trav? Huh? What's going on? Are you driving? Look, Strelka's a good girl. Are you moving or what? Look, come on. Trav, move. Giving me a look. Come on. Место, иди. Иди. Трюня, иди на место. Can't believe this. Wait, get off. Cheeky girl. Stay here. I can see them. Here they are. Wow, okay.
That's good, then. That's it to me.
That's what? The line?
That's the line to me.
I always aim to
Yeah.
Not up you.
After all that, the fishermen didn't like where we were mooring, and as it's a public quay, we had no choice but to move.
So apparently we can't stay here. We have to see. A couple of days maybe we'll move. Yeah. Oh well.
Okay, so a little unforeseen problem. This charge controller here is the one that I've got for my starter battery, connected to a 100 watt solar panel. Because that is connected directly to the batteries rather than through the DC controller, the controller thinks that the alternator is running, and as soon as that charger kicks in, this kicks in and it starts pulling from the starter battery, so the starter battery becomes depleted, which is a bit of a pain because the anchor and the windlass run on the starter battery. You see here it says direct, so he thinks that the engine's running even though it's not. So this DC to DC controller does have photovoltaic, so I could disconnect this charger and charge the solar panel to this, and then when it's fully charged the service batteries, it will then trickle charge the starter battery. But that is the only charge other than the alternator the battery's got, which concerns me a little bit. So I've been reading up on this, and I think what I'm going to do is reconnect the windlass and the bow thruster to the service batteries, to the lithium batteries, because we just can't afford not to have them basically, and there's enough power in the lithium batteries that they're not going to run out, and then we'll have to sort of work out how it all works. But it leaves me with a charge controller that is spare, and it also means that panel is not connected on the network to the others, so I'm a little bit peeved about that, for want of a better word. and that's just proved it because I've removed the solar from the positive terminal now and it's not charging. So yeah, all done, all put back together. Everything's now working, windlass, bow thruster, etc. Okay, so that's the battery monitor fitted. This wire just needs tucking back. Looks quite neat, I think. Not too bad. So yeah, job's finished. And we now have lithium batteries, DC to DC charger from the engine. So this one is redundant, but I'm leaving it in place because otherwise it's going to look ugly. It gives me a spare. So I've now got my two battery chargers here, plus the DC to DC charger is now linked to the solar as well. So that's a kilowatt of solar going through to the leisure batteries. And yeah, quite happy with that, I think. And it's currently at 90% charge, 13.20. That's it for another video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you like what we're doing, hit the subscribe button and notify so you'll get notified of our new videos. Why not take a trip over to Ko-fi or Patreon? If you're on Patreon and you're a member, you get to see them a little bit earlier. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time.